Okay, Daddy, welcome to BOAFO-3 TV.
Thank you very much.
What's your name and what has motivated you to be here today?
Well, my name is Dr. Mark Maxter. I'm a psychologist and writer. And we are all here to help support the inauguration of the president, the newest president of this country, Ghana. And I was passing by when I heard somebody talk about corruption and how we can uproot it. And that's what made me come by. So that's what made me.
So enlighten us about the corruption that drew you here.
So first of all, let me quickly say this because outsiders, foreigners, exploiters have been using it to fool us. Corruption is a very bad thing and it's a big challenge in developing countries. But it is not the biggest. When this car, if it belongs to you, is still in Ghana. If it belongs to me, it's still in Ghana. It serves Ghanaians. The biggest challenge we have is money laundering. When they steal the money and they send it out of Ghana, then that is the biggest challenge. So what I'll say about corruption is that corruption is everywhere. But if you ask people to define corruption, how it gets to them is the inconveniences and discrimination it puts to them. And that is what everybody wants to help to eliminate.
So what are some of the effects of corruption on nations?
The effect of corruption on nations is that it makes people not work. People don't want to work anymore. If you look at our youth, some people say that there is work. Why are they not doing? They could clean, they could wash cars, they could do whatever. The reason why they are not doing is that they are not being paid well for that. If they go to other countries, they do any work that comes their way because they are properly paid for it. Here, if you want to be trotro driver, you are not only paying income tax, you are having to renew your license. You already know how to drive. By having to renew your license every 2 years or so. It is institutional corruption. It is institutional corruption. But because it's not the type that police can come and arrest you, people don't see it, and it's being perpetrated by the government itself. So you don't have to keep renewing your license every 2 years. Policemen should not be standing on the road collecting money from people, and so on and so forth. So these are the things which make our people not want to work, not want to invest their money in this country. They want to run away from this country because the systems are not working. Our society is degrading now, such that people actually go to where they believe God is and cast curses on their family members. People are afraid to marry. Those who have married, they don't want to participate perform in the marriage. At workplaces, I've given you what's going on there. People taking even 6,000 cedis in this country have to steal. If you take a headmaster, his wife, pin money, his children, school, petrol, how does he get money to buy land before retirement? So the system is made such that if you are not corrupt, you can't survive. So that is what is happening in workplaces. As for religion, it's crazy. That is why people are going crazy. These systems are not working, and that is why corruption and all the evils in this country are going on. And if we talk about evils and corruption, let me simplify it for you. When we say we want people to speak the truth, behave upright, and help Ghana, it won't matter whether they are MPP or NDC. Today, MPP have soiled themselves and they have been pushed out of power. Our biggest challenge is how to make sure that our leader, President Mahama, comes to know the indices of uprightness. He himself being upright and being lucky enough to get a few people who will be upright ministers with him is not enough. Far from enough. He has to know what makes people upright and less corrupt, incorruptible. And when it comes to that, that is where we need God. God, I'll simplify it. God is a name which when you mention, people speak the truth.
So, in your speech, you made mention of corruption is being perpetrated by the government. Now that we are going to swear His Excellency John Dramani into power, what are you telling him and his ministers? And secondly, Mahama can be upright. The people that he will select as ministers, if they are corrupt, how can he find out?
So if Mahama, maybe you find out today, maybe you find out in 1 year's time. We can wait until 100 years' time before we find out, but we are not going any progress. All that Atamils Rollins did, Akufo-Addo and his corrupt ministers have come to squander all. Right now, if you look at how much we owe and the assets we have not going anywhere. Until and unless we understand what God is and apply it, so that bad people will die inherently. So you see, we shouldn't swear by things which give people license to steal. We should swear by things which people know that if they steal and lie, it will kill them. Do you understand? It is in you. That thing is in you. It will kill you from within. We don't need somebody to match you to test you before. And if people, like I said, if people don't understand the mechanisms, we are always there, they can consult. And I happen to be an NDC member too. But if they don't want to put some of us in the government, we find ourselves out of the government, we have no option than to criticize those who are there. And that is what we are left with. So the economy, okay? Every society, listen to this. Every society has 5 main pillars. If any one of the pillars breaks, the rest are going to fall, and the whole society is going to fall. So every society has a family marriage and family system. That is how we replace the human beings. As they die, we replace them. Then we have an education system. So the things you are doing now, by the time you die, there should be people who know how to do it, and they are doing it. If you go to our schools, they are not teaching this thing. Is that education? It is a disaster. They should all be kicked out from the ministry. They are wasting our money. They beat people who are actually working like you, collect taxes from journalists, and give the money to people at the education ministry who are teaching things they themselves don't understand. Today, go there and ask them that the things you are teaching the children, when they finish school, what work would they do? They don't know. My name is Mark Maxter again. They should be kicked out from there. We should chase them away. So that is the importance of education to any economy. If you don't do that, people will finish school and say we don't get jobs to do. Then they will go and play slaves, clean the toilet of the oppressor. Because it's the oppressor's education you are using. So let me cut the chase. So you have family system, marriage and family. You have occupation, which we call economy, jobs. Then you have religion. Religion is what we call, should I say, godliness. And then you have education. Okay. They should, even if one of them starts working well, it will force all the other sectors to work well. How do we get food to eat in this country? Our land is better than Italy. Why should we import tomatoes from Italy? Our land, we have more cows than Netherlands. Why should we import milk from there? Beef, it is a disaster. So, if President Mahama can hear this by any means, I've sent synopsis to him. He has already got it. All the hierarchy of NDC has already got it. But I don't know, you see, in this country, people don't read. You write even a 10-page essay and people say it was too long, I couldn't read. So I'll cut the chase here. We need to farm. Every country on this earth, they develop by starting to farm, get food for the people to eat. When people can eat well, that is when they can plan and say, I want to build car, I want to be... If they can't eat well, they will not do anything useful in the country. How do we get the food? We make the farms. Government doesn't have to make farms. The people there in the farms, they are already there. There are people in the villages, they are stuck to the land. Their problem is that when they farm, they can't get car, transport to bring it to where the people are. They have money to buy the food. If you want to help them so that other people will be attracted to the rural areas to farm, do you go and give them fertilizer? Is it fertilizer you go and give them? They have already farmed rice in Tamale. It is rotting because they can't get market. Help them and you are sending them fertilizer. It is a disaster. Fertilizer, the people who have farmed rice, they can't get buyers. Help them and you are sending them. That fertilizer thing, I wish there was time for me to explain to you how corruption leads to government sending farmers fertilizer in this country. It is a sin, abomination. With their farm tomatoes, mangoes, it is in a village. What they need is road. Road, good road, and good road, and good road. Now, the road, when you say road, Akufo-Addo comes to city centers where there are a lot of people where he will get vote. And road that are there already, he puts asphalt on it. And he comes on TV and says, I have done 10 kilometers of road. The people staying in Asama, what are they producing in Asama? They don't produce chairs, they don't produce food. What is that? Make road to the rural areas, from farm to farm, so that when somebody farms his tomatoes or cabbage, immediately he calls somebody, 5 minutes time, Abobo Ya is there. Then he can put his tomato or yam in it and take it. You don't come and make road in town and say you don't understand why you have made road. They say, what's the usefulness of that road? So we have to make road to the villages, inter-village roads, village to village, farm to farm, crop to croft. That is where the rural, we call it feeder roads. When you do that, today, there are people who farm mangoes. Before they can bring the mango to the roadside, they have to walk for 1 hour. There are people today, they are villages, their plantain is rotting in the bush. If you make the road, people, you don't need to tell people to go and farm. Like Mama and Akufo-Addo have been saying, the youth should go into farming. What is that? Are the youth fools? If you make the roads and they farm, the people who are staying in Asama here, they farm cabbage by the gutters. Before the cabbage is ready, the market women have come there and counted and paid for it. So even just one plot of cabbage farm, he can get money from it. So imagine the village where somebody can get 3 acres, 10 acres. The only reason why the person is doing that, there is no road. Do you understand? The government says, I'm giving you extension service to come and show you how to plant. The person has planted already. He can't get market. And you say, I'm bringing extension workers to come and show you how to farm. It is an insult. Then you say, all that is nonsense. So road. When you make the roads, the people will start farming. Today, I'll tell you something very interesting. You see, Commander Sugar Factory. Government, NDC government put big money into it. They have finished the factory. They have produced some experimental sugar for us to see. Why is the factory not working? Because the people whose land is there, they know whenever they leave Kumasi and Germany and wherever come there and farm, government fails them. So now they are saying before we stop what we are doing and tell our children to come back and stop whatever we are doing with our land and commit it to sugarcane, give us money before. And the money is not there. But there are other people in this country who have planted sugarcane. They want people to buy. When you go to town, you see they have cut it into small pieces and their young women are carrying it, begging people to buy. If the road network was good, even somebody who has planted sugarcane in Dansuma can easily send the sugarcane to the factory commander everywhere in the country. Ship, they all brought the sugarcane and you are working. If the road network is not good, only the people who are around there will say, we can do it. Nobody can bring it here. The lorry fare alone will kill you. Do you understand? Akufo-Addo came, he says he's coming to build factories. It is the most laughable thing in this country. Let me tell you something. They started with a kumfi fruit juice. Pineapple juice. Today, about 6 years later, if you like, today, here, plenty people here, plenty drinks. Walk around and see if you see any Akumfu drink here. The roads are not good. So the people who are to go and work there, they say we can't stay in Accra and go there. because the road is bad. When we go and stay there, we don't get the conveniences of town. So if the road is good, in the US, people can stay in Kumasi and go to work in Accra because the roads are good. So why can't people stay in Kasua and go to work at Ekumfi? Because the road is bad.
Okay. Thank you so much for having it.